All right, everyone. We're here working. It's Memorial Day. Working on some of this, but I'm really thinking about perfection of civilization and culture and putting up positive visions into the future out into your screen. I'm drawing all this stuff, looking at the foundations of history, looking at ancient greatness. That's been the process of my life. Looking at the beautiful past and origins of Los Angeles, but proposing these future solutions. Like this was a way for to stitch into the existing fabric. Like I'm trying to get ways to work with history. This is a shot of Sunset Boulevard at Echo Park. There's a streetcar down the middle. This is the center of the road. Was an onboard island, a concrete island, and a sidewalk for getting on the streetcar. Right there, Echo Park and Sunset. These are old models I got. This was about working with St. Vibiano's Church downtown. This is back in 2001 that I did that idea. Turn on some lights. This is my architecture license and my business and little articles and proclamations I've won. It's a cool drawing. This is John Parkinson's office. Colin Peoples gave me that hit and run crew from their parties. It's when we opened the Spring Street Parklets. It's a drawing of Art Center by the engineer. This is a Banal Monster. It's an idea for a Los Feliz Civic Center. It's super dusty. But look at that parking garage. This was the building department. It would be a local. This was a civic auditorium, and it was all a parking structure. Kind of a commentary on urbanism in Los Angeles. This was an idea of how to restitch the freeways together. It's kind of cool, man. I did this at USC. When I was in the architecture school, it's the HOV lane. Oh wow, I got a finger in front of my thing. Sorry I'm such a shitty camera person. But this is just, it's all broken up. This broke up into sections. That's the freeway, and then it's about stitching in the freeway. I have a book about it right here. Check this out. FreewayWalk, that was the idea. So, wow, some weird drawing. Yeah, this is an image. This is from 2000. That's the spot, This is before the Expo line ran down Flower. This is that high occupancy vehicle carpool lane that just ends. Wow, look at the sun has torched this book. Damn. And this all about creating this picturesque Olmsted from the Olmsted plan for Los Angeles, which actually legitimized freeways, sadly, but it did propose this beautiful rolling hills, like you see. So like creating that picturesque landscape to wrap the freeway, but also creating something that's porous. And I'm looking at the Vatican, actually, this Bernini, sorry. Bernini's colonnade at Piazza San Pietro in Rome, totalizing environment, or totaliscape, like Olmsted's rolling hills. But the beauty of Bernini's totaliscape is that it is completely porous, though visually solid. Anyone can walk through it. So it's like, it creates this mass, but you can walk through it at any point. It's porous and picturesque. And then this is the idea of creating like a big space for multiple stuff. This is my favorite image. So it's like the freeway, the housing. You create this superstructure to restitch the chasm, and there's just like a promenade you could walk. Eventually, hopefully, the freeway would be for walking and biking. So it stitches together the neighborhood on either side, all the way down from where the HOV lane ends here at 28th Street, and then it would stretch down to Jefferson and stitch between. And there'd be a program on either side and like ramped ways to get inside. This is an exploded axonometric. This is kind of a sketch of the different ways that this thing would permutate. So you could engage this big parking garage, have a supermarket, with a hanging like loft-like warehouse space housing, with that undulating trellis roof. It could even be built out of wood. I mean, but I was thinking concrete, and there could be other uses. So yeah, it could have these layers, like the housing up above connected with the superstructure. It has its own parking back in the day. This is and then this kind of all these small businesses and commercial units that would undulate through. These are cool drawings. And then the ground level would bridge and also have that layer of porousness. And then at the ends, under the freeways, there'd be spaces. These are like some enlarged plans. Quite fucking beautiful. Oh, this plan looks kind of empty. Yeah, I don't think this is school. I didn't really get that full finished there. I think actually that's just the graphic style. Ah, it's beautiful. I love this housing layer. Those units were based on this warehouse I lived in on Flower at the Venus Stationery Company, right in front of the Pico Loft. Yeah, it's like that housing section. You can see the way you live inside. You get these cool units, and you have like a landscape up above. Hopefully it could be planted. There'd be trees inside. It could be like a lush jungle. I didn't render it that way, but that was the intention. And then there's this whole undulating landscape even for drivers underneath. And then it's this picturesque mountain up above. Yeah, this is fun, man. Wow, and then it became this kind of amphitheater. Oh, wow, that's fucking dope. I mean, it's totally like, I think Shop Architects had done that thing at PS1 that I was super into. They did that beach and all those 2x4s, and that was really the impetus for it. But also, when I worked at Johnston Markley and we did those PVAC, they did the Penner House pergola that had the sculpted underside. And then we did UCLA Perloff Hall Architecture School with the felt walls that kind of had this repetition, but like a little fold deformation through it. But this is back in 2000. So, but it's still, it's pretty simple. But the idea of wanting to build things out of straight sections, and then have a network together, some kind of connection. But just all straight pieces, just keep it super, and just spaced 8 feet apart or 4 feet apart. That's the end. I mean, that's fucking gorgeous. That's from the south. So you'd see that going north, and this is the freeways. The current freeway. So it's not about ripping out freeways. It's about adding to them, to stitch back both sides. They created these rifts between the sides, but we're going to reconnect it. And this was just getting into a structural truss detail, or an elevator detail. This is a walkway kind of access concept, but also could be an intermittent brace. And this is like the scape, so it's all that model. At least it'll look a lot better. There's a shot of it. This is trying to get you the view under the freeway. And this is kind of on Flower. Now there's a train here. It's so cool that there's a train. Flower is grim now, but it used to be way more grim. We came up with these testimonials of people and their lives that they would do, and the different kinds of people. It'd be all different types of folks that lived here. It'd add to the existing community. It wouldn't displace people. It just about, we need new models of projects of development that don't displace. They're additive models. We can't be afraid of buildings. And we need to build in new ways. We need to build in ways that create hillscapes. Like, I love walking in the hills. I love this picturesque vision of Los Angeles where it's all picturesque hills. And these are some new models of housing that I've tried to create. This project was approved in Santa Monica, where every unit would have private outdoor space. And it's a concrete frame, so it's built to last. It's not one of these stucco shit boxes. So it's all small. This is a combination of different units that are small and big, but everyone should have outdoor space. We need to create multi-use buildings that accommodate that great Southern California lifestyle of indoor, outdoor. If we had apartment buildings with private outdoor space that were covered with hillscapes, this project trying to create something integrated with the existing fabric. I love these spaces under the freeways. I mean, the freeways were built with a heroic purpose to connect everyone. So my point is, let's not rip them down. Let's add to them, right? Let's not rip out our history or displace people. Let's build on top of it. Let's do new forms of architecture. Let's not rely on these classic mission style or all this other horror, you know, that's based on genocide. These old forms. Let's get new forms. Let's create sacred space. This is a project with the palimpsest where we used a shadow. But I want to create this sacredness, this sacred axis in a place that has the history built in, but it's added to it. Let's do that. Let's stitch. Let's everyone put together. Let's put out more positive visions. Let's put out new ways to build this city and the world, wherever you are. We can do it. There's so much that we need. So much that we need to solve. We need positive songs. We need positive images. We need beauty, but solutions, not vapid beauty. So please, 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 let's make some good proposals. Write down some thoughts. Take a second to just consider the ideal future. Just a minute at least. Please. Only like 5 seconds. Just, even if any problem you're facing, just consider what would be the ideal solution. And do that.